In the self-assessment stage, the member is expected to self-assess their level of conformance with each of the applicable criteria and pull together objective evidence to demonstrate their level of conformance to their auditors. This is done in Elementor through the tab Carry Out Self-Assessment. If you're looking for support in interpreting the standards, the guidance documents and the training modules under the performance standard and the chain of custody categories should be your first resource. You can also reach out to an ASI registered specialist who has expertise with the topic you are exploring. A list of ASI registered specialists is maintained on the ASI website and in Elementor. If you have questions, you can also reach out to ASI directly through the help desk. After selecting all the supply chain activities in your certification scope, as well as all the recognized external initiatives and certification schemes against which you have already achieved certification for your certification scope, the criteria that are not applicable or already addressed through existing certifications will be automatically grayed out. This enables you to immediately see which criteria need to be addressed in the conformance and objective evidence table. The conformance rating for each applicable criteria, conformance, minor non-conformance, or major non-conformance, must be filled out prior to the self-assessment being submitted to the auditor for the audit. If a member chooses not to use Elementor for conformance evaluation and objective evidence, they must find another way to get that material to their auditors. Auditors, however, are required to use Elementor for their reporting, so there are significant efficiencies gained throughout the audit process when members submit their full self-assessment in Elementor. These fields can be completed in the language of the member's choice, and material entered into Elementor remains confidential and is only accessible by the member until they choose to share it with their auditors. Do note that it is highly important to provide tangible information to auditors, supported with attached evidence. Lack of information leads to an ill-defined audit plan, and thus significant work is required post-audit to inform the conformance evaluations, even potentially a second on-site audit. Members should thus allocate sufficient time and resources to their self-assessment. Pay particular attention to properly document evidence for criteria related to responsible sourcing, gender equity, human rights, labor rights, biodiversity and ecosystem services, and life cycle assessment. One additional function of Elementor, which may be beneficial, is the option to submit a self-assessment that is still in progress to an auditor to obtain a quote from them. This allows the auditor to see the level of preparation which you have achieved in your self-assessment and determine the amount of time required for the audit.